All right, hello, folks. I hope I'm finding you all in good spirits and in good health. As we battle this pandemic that's going around, some of us are more affected than others. And for those of you all living in the states and large cities that this is hitting you, well, I hope that you weather the storm, that you get the needed supplies and medical stuff that you need, and that you just hang in there, and we should get through this. It's funny, when this hit, I actually got a little bout of a seasonal deal, and it put me down for a couple days, and it had nothing to do with coronavirus. So, so we still got our normal, with all this blooming and all this, we've got redbud trees right now, we've got dogwoods, we've got all kinds of stuff blooming, and it's just sometimes it hasn't affected me before like it has here recently. But anyway, so I've not been real busy out here in the shop, even though this has been a prime time. All the rain, you can't do nothing anyway. But back last November, I did a little video on deep frying some turkeys and smoking a ham for Thanksgiving. And that's about all I have to offer. And I know I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and perhaps maybe you'll find this entertaining, maybe helpful. So anyway, take it in good spirits, and we'll get back to working on these trucks. I've got my son-in-law, he brought this mower that it's blown his muffler off. I need to weld that for him. And of course, I need to borrow my tractor back so I can do some mowing, because I'm getting some thick grass here now. It's mowing time. So anyway, stay tuned for this old video. Perhaps you might find something good in it. So anyway, we'll see you around. Hello everyone, and welcome to my shop, and happy Thanksgiving. Today we're going to do a little bit of deep frying on the turkey, and I've got this deep fryer here. I've had it probably 15-16 years, but the prime, one of the main things you've got to do to set it up is to make sure it's plumb. All right, so we got a good bubble that way, and we got a good bubble that way. We're right spot on, so that's what we want. It as level as you can get it. So let's get this thing set up here. All right. You also want a good dry, everything dry, no water. I've already cleaned this. And let it dry totally. Yeah, water's like an accelerant to this burning oil. So, well, I'll show the brand. All right. One time I went with peanut oil, and I'd stow it so I'd get some multiple. Oh, this is bad. I hate that there's something bad going on. Well, hold on. Well, that's the main thoroughfare I live on, and that's bad. That was a full firehouse. That was 3 fire trucks and a first responder. I hope it's nothing bad, but I don't see any smoke on the horizon, and it's headed due east where there's another 2 stations that way, so it may be a bad fire because they're responding from out of the normal range. So anyway, let's get back. I'll go ahead and put this in now. It takes about a half hour to bring this oil up to temperature. It seems to be stopping. All right. Not quite 4 gallons is what this should hold. Alright. What was I saying? I did at one time use peanut oil, and one time I didn't have enough to see. I keep it. If you refrigerate it, you can keep it for a year, over a year. You know, get 4, maybe even 5 cookings out of it, and so I went with just vegetable oil, and nobody noticed any kind of change in the flavor. So I took a gamble and went straight vegetable oil on a deep fry for some wings, and it was just as good. So not to put peanut growers out of business or anything, but I didn't have my people didn't see a big difference in going with just pure vegetable oil. I'm gonna try to light this. All right, this is a funnel. I don't use charcoal starter. There, he's smoking pretty good. But I don't use charcoal starter. I use that starter there. I don't like the flavor that charcoal starter put on the meat. Well, anyway. We'll turn back to that shortly. Get back to him, and we're gonna put some more oil in there. I've got a marking. That's so I know how much to put, how much oil to put in there. What you want to do is this bucket here, pot, will do up to a maybe 18-pound turkey, but the biggest I've ever put in it was a 16-pound. And what you do, you put the bird in and you fill it with water to where it just covers it and no more. That'll lessen the likelihood of it boiling over, all right? Now, what I'm putting in here, I'm cooking just turkey breasts. So, and they're 8 pounds each. I'm just doing one at a time. Take about 35-40 minutes. I'm almost to my mark. And right there. See, I have a little bit left. But I don't want to go over that mark. Okay. Put the lid over it for now. I don't want to start it up just yet. Takes a half hour to get up to the temperature, and then it takes about a half hour, 35 to 40 minutes per breast. I'm going to do 3 turkey breasts. So you're looking at about a 2-hour deal, and I want them still hot when I put them on the table for carving. So anyway, and there's what the smoker looks like. So I'll carry on shortly. Alright, what we have here is a Smithfield ham I'm going to smoke. It's about a 10.35 pounder. And it's already got the brown sugar on it. A lot of them has a pack that you would actually put on it, and you can see the actual juice in there. So I'm going to cut this wrapper to try to save that juice, and I'm going to pour it over this ham when I'm cooking it. We'll do it like that. We'll put that, this is already spiral sliced, so basically I just have to warm it up. Doesn't really need cooking, but we like to smoke it anyway. And let's see, our smoker over there is smoking away. All right, and as soon as that charcoal gets white at the top, we'll be ready. I've gone ahead and fired up that oil to get it going, and I just put it on a slow climb. I just want to build it up slowly. Won't I'll crank it up when I drop the bird. So anyway, that's where we're at. White at the top. Add a few more. All right, I'll show you. This is what you want it to look like. All right. See you in there. Okay. Now we'll put you back. All right. Okay. Now this is a water smoker, so this is a water pail. And he goes right here. There's levels in there. We're going to fill him with water. Takes a gallon. It won't burn that much, but I put the full gallon in there anyway. All right, I've already cleaned this grate. He goes on the top. Don't matter if it's on the top or the bottom. There's the ham. Close that door. Put the temperature on it. And we're going to let him smoke for, probably 2.5 hours or so. All right. And this is all the juice that was in it. See right here. I'll be pouring that on it as it gets close to being done. And you can hear the pot. It's really starting to boil up. Let's see what temperature it's at. Here's the temperature probe. Sticks down in the oil. Hooks to the side. That's about 175. Well, it's getting close to 200. All right. Now, I don't want anything to fall in it. You know, I'm underneath a black oak tree or a bird that's happened in it with me not here. So I'm gonna pull that probe out and leave the lid on it and I'll check it again here in about 10-15 minutes. All right. And let's see, the smoker's smoking. So the ham's on, and he's getting up the temperature. All right, here we go. The temperature's up to 450. I wanted it 400. So when I drop that bird down in there, it should stabilize at around 400. Now the key is to go very slow, all right? There's some ice in there, so it's going to sparkle some. I got as much out as I could, so here we go. You see, the key is to lower it slow and it won't overboil. And you notice I also had it at the proper level too. That's an 8-pound turkey breast, so you figure 4 minutes a pound, that's 32 minutes. I'm going to allow 5, so it's about 40 minutes. So I'm going to around 35 to 40 minutes is when that'll be done. And the temperature dropped down to 400. And that's where I want it to maintain. So I'll keep an eye on it. If it drops too much more, I'll turn up the heat, but very little. It's not precise. You just want to keep it as close to that as possible. Now I got 3 of these to do, so it's doing good. So anyway, you also notice there's a fire extinguisher. I always have a fire extinguisher just for safety purposes. But anyway, you drop them slow. You see how slow I went. You'll lessen the likelihood of it boiling over. Of course, you got to make sure you got the proper level. But anyway. I'll just leave it showing it for a moment or two. Good deal. All right. All right, first one's done. Let it drain a little bit. It looks crispy and charcoaly, don't it? But it's good in there. Alright, I don't want it to cool too much. I have a special tool here. Everything's still kind of hot. Alright. this next one. Remember to lower it slow. Alright, and it'll eventually settle down. Now, there's him. I want to get him under wraps. Wind is real windy. We'll say we started him at about a quarter hour. I guess I could have bought a big enough aluminum foil to have covered it without splicing it together. This works. So that one's got to stay, and he'll stay warm. Another hour and a half. I already poked a hole in it. That's all. There we go. And he settled down there for a second. All right, number 2. Cover it back up. Good. And we're loading number 3. I like to put the big side down, so when it's bubbling, that's the thicker part and the breasts, and I want them done. Ensure to be done. Again, take your time when you're lowering it. You can see how much it bubbles and boils. Even though I've got it measured correctly, if I was to drop that down fast, it would bubble over and more than likely cause a fire. And we don't want it to bubble over, and we don't want it to cause a fire. So there you go. Just take your time and drop it in slowly. And again, the key is you set your level before you even turn it on. You want to set your level. I went over that at the beginning, but to give a review, take the largest bird that it's rated to take. That can take up to 18 pounds, but I put a cutoff at 16. You put the bird in it, and you fill it with water until it just covers it. All right. Then you want to mark. I took a punch and punched not holes, but dents at that level, drained it and dried it, and then I filled it to oil to that level to ensure that I didn't put more than that, because it would boil over then. But these are 8-pounders, so you can see that's 8-pounders. You see how much they boil. Imagine how much a 16-pounder would do. But anyway, just be careful. That's the main thing. You're careful. Oh, you get excellent rewards from it. All right. You can see it's a little above 400, close to 425 maybe, and that's okay. I'll let it run at that because I'm about to shut it off. And that bad boy's ready. You can see it didn't hardly use any of the water down there at all. So good deal. I'm just going to leave it on there for another 15 minutes when everybody gets here, and I'll let somebody carry it up.